Thank you for joining me for the Vampire Talk Show. I'm your host, Valaine. My roommate discovered my coffin under the concrete floor of the basement in her new house and woke me up from a 100-year nap. Now, I'm reconnecting with old friends, making new ones, and of course, making a podcast. We have a fantastic show for you tonight, but first, I need to talk about yet another trend that has come and gone in the time I've been asleep. Malls. I went to the mall the other day, and I was floored. It was almost like a department store in days of old, but with much smaller and cheaper stores. There was a couple of places filled with giant balloons that children could jump on, called bouncy houses? Bouncy houses sound much more like a house of ill repute rather than a children's playground. There were a lot of storefronts that were closed down and became display windows for other stores. Some of the stores were doing better than others. I really enjoyed Victoria's Secret. The luxury items, the satin, the incredibly soft bathrobes. I swear, I may never leave the jammies I bought there. I also saw a store called Bath and Body Works. My, it looked amazing from across the center square, but as soon as I got near it, my eyes watered and I felt the same way as if I had been pelted with minced garlic. I have a very sensitive sense of smell, you see. All vampires do. Garlic is more about grossing out vampires than it is about being a berry of some kind. Would you want to eat a meal in a garbage dumpster? All I'll say is, in these modern times, you don't have to wear garlic around your neck. Simply slap on some body butter named 1,000 Wishes, and your wish of keeping vampires at bay will be granted. Anyway, another favorite store was Hot Topic. Some of it reminded me of my more hedonistic days in my early vampirehood. All the black dresses with lace, collars, dangly accessories, and all manner of macabre imagery. But some of the store looked like a child's playroom, all pastels and cartoons. Really, I think Hot Topic should pick one thing and stay on topic. Well, tonight's guest is known far and wide as the Flatwoods Monster, the Braxton County Beast, and the Phantom of the Flatwoods. But I know her as a gorgeous interstellar socialite. Please welcome Miss Braxy.
Thank you, dear.
How are you this evening, Miss Braxy?
Well, Val, I tell you what, you've been talking about those malls. Well, do I have some news for you?
Oh, do tell.
I went to Victoria's Secret, and I don't know what Victoria's Secret is or what secrets she may hide, but I tell you, my metal hoo-haws have never been more comfortable.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I totally agree. It's amazing what technology has done with undergarments in the past 100 years. Nothing is sagging or pinching or anything. Did you know that they make underwear out of t-shirt material now? I mean, really.
That would cause a bit of rust in my undercarriage, if you know what I mean.
I had no idea that your nether regions were of metal make. I just thought that metal was an outer shell of yours.
Oh no, honey, it is all metal all the time, everywhere. You can imagine the rust, the grease, the everything that just chafes upon this metal body.
Well, that is a little bit more information than I expected from you, Miss Braxy, but I do appreciate your candor and your your willingness to share and divulge. I mean, after all, I am a gossip columnist. It is a little bit dangerous to talk with me.
Now, well, that is true. That is true, Miss Val, and I do have a little bone to pick with you, actually.
Oh, oh, yes.
Do you happen to remember the party of 1905? The one with the little green man?
Oh, yes, I do recall 1905 with the little
Mm-hmm.
green man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Oh, was it Chupacabra's birthday?
Yeah, indeed it was. Indeed it was.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I recall that was particularly a stressful evening because the food was extremely spicy. Too much garlic everywhere.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I do happen to remember a bit of a debacle of sorts. With you stepping on my designer Alexander McQueen gown, metal gown, mind you, that was designed just for me.
I do apologize. Yes, I do recall. And I recall apologizing then as well.
Yeah, your apology may have been a bit lackluster, so to speak.
Oh, I see. Um, how
But
exactly would you like me to fall on my sword?
um, please, on your knees,
worship worship the Braxy of our hallowed Flatwoods, and please make do with your offerings to the Lord of the Sirius system that we which came from.
You wish for me to prostrate myself here in the studio before you?
yes, that would be sufficient. And after that, bygones be bygones, no hard feelings. We continue on with our friendship as normal.
Hmm,
Hmm.
I see. Well, well, good thing a podcast is simply audio and not a visual medium. Um, yes, I will let's see. Let me get oh, yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let me adjust the microphone down here. Oh, wonderful, beautiful Miss Braxy.
Hmm. Hmm.
I do apologize for
Of the hollowed
treading
flatwoods.
of the hallowed Flatwoods.
Mhm.
I do humbly apologize for treading so carelessly upon your beautiful designer metallic skirt. Please take it upon yourself to forgive me in my haste and my ignorance. Will you please forgive me?
I can't believe you actually did it.
Oh my goodness. I knew as soon as I started moving down to the
My dear Val, you were always just a gullible little lass.
that is half of a gossip columnist's bread and butter is believing most of what they hear because it's all rumors anyway. Um uh I will gently say how dare you? And I will harshly say I'm glad we're friends again. I
Of
think.
course. How could you ever think that I would let some silly little incident 100 years ago come between our friendship? But I must say, Miss Val, I am very impressed with what you've done here. Any little, what's it called? A podcast?
Ah, yes. Well, most of the credit goes to my producer, Allie, the one who discovered me in her basement.
Oh, that's delightful little human.
I know. She's a cute little thing, and she does let me feed on her occasionally. But
Oh
oh
my.
no, it's not like that. Trust
Oh
me.
my.
Oh, no. But yes, she's all right. For a human, I will say. No
But
offense, Allie.
you know what? Would you mind taking some constructive criticism?
Sure, Miss Braxty, go for it.
I can't help but think, I've been such an asset to your podcast. Would you agree that perhaps you may need a co-host? One of a Flatwoods sort?
Uh, if I thought the podcast was lacking in backwoods charm, I would be on the phone to
Backwoods?
you.
What do you mean by that?
You know, of the mountains, of the hills and billies.
I see. Those Billies do love them hills, I tell you.
My goodness. Well, um, yes, I will take it under consideration if I feel it is lacking.
Well, you know what? I am always available. I tell you, it's been a bit boring these past 50 some years.
Mm.
Um, no one
Yeah,
comes to see old Braxy now.
well, Miss Braxy, I will say it has been a while since we've seen any sight of you. Are you sequestering yourself for any sort of reason?
Well, my dear leaders at Mission Control back in the Sirius system, they only allow me to wander past a certain square footage, you see.
Oh, fascinating. Um, why is that?
Oh, jurisdiction and all politics.
Hmm. So,
Damn Mothman.
oh, do you have
Nothing. It's nothing. It's just a bit of territorial disputes is all.
yes. Well, the Mothman is very popular. I mean, he is what we call
Hmm.
a paranormal
Hmm.
celebrity. And
Celebrity my ass.
it sounds it sounds like you have a bit of uh beef with the Mothman. Did you have a bad run-in with him, or is it simple jealousy?
Well, Flatwoods is not that far from Point Pleasant. Um, as you know, it's within the same state, down the same highway.
Mm-hmm.
And, little old me, I made such a big talk in the town when I came around. And here comes Mothman, not not two towns away, making such a big stink down there in Point Pleasant. He got all the big names coming to him, Keel, and all the sorts. My gray Barker.
Mm. Yes.
God rest his soul.
Mm. Yes. Did you know him well?
Oh, me and Greg go way back. He was the first one that discovered me here,
Mm.
and he was such a delightful little man. Oh, he was the only one that really cared about old Braxy when no one else did. And I tell you what, that Gray, he did good. He did good in down in Point Pleasant, messing with old crotchety Keel and and turning things topsy-turvy down there. But the Mothman, oh, Mothman, what a drama king. Am I right?
Yes, I think he is. And I feel the fame has gone to his head, you know. I mean, when a town builds a statue of you in like the center of everything, like of course your head would get a little bit bigger.
What are we even cryptids no more? What if you are the talk of the town. You got your face plastered on every sidewalk. I came here for a good time, and honestly, I was just feeling so attacked. I was just doing my little business, making a little fuss, as I do. And, Mothman just sweeps the damn UFO right under me.
That's to be expected from, Mothman, the harbinger of strangeness for centuries now.
Did you know he doesn't even look like a moth? He looks like a little squished down bat. It carries none of the elegance like old Braxy now.
Oh, no, you always look just immaculate in your
Thank
gowns.
you, dear. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I think they should have a statue of you near the Flatwoods and have that beautiful metallic look to you.
Hmm.
And it should be
I
twice as big as Mothman's.
Yes, you have such a good dang brain on you, Val. I tell you, you got the best ideas. And you know what? Maybe Miss Braxy will remind West Virginia of who really is the star of the show.
Oh, yes. May I make a suggestion?
Please do.
Okay. Because you're also known for your amazing voice. Your
Hmm. Hmm.
scream
Hmm.
has
Hmm.
echoed through the decades.
Have I ever done one in person for you, my dear?
No. Will
Oh,
you
ooh.
will you entertain me?
Oh, will I? All right, my dear. I encourage everyone to take a step back from your headphones or your audio speakers. Because my vocal cords are of the utmost elite. Here I go.
My goodness. Oh,
Mm,
Miss
yes,
Braxy.
you must forgive me. It's been a while, but I'm a bit rusty.
No, that sounded wonderful. And what I was going to say is I think you should put out a musical album as your comeback into
Oh,
this
Miss,
decade, into the century.
you are quite the entrepreneur. I That is a brilliant idea, and let me talk to my people,
Hmm.
and maybe we can get this ball rolling. Um, you will hear the vocals of Miss Braxy up and down these valleys. No one will ever hear of Mothman ever again.
I will make sure of it.
Um,
What kind of music would you make?
Death metal.
Death
If it's
metal. Yes, I've become aware of death metal thanks to my producer Allie, who's also in charge of getting me up to speed in this
Mhm.
century.
I f- I find it quite delightful, and it fits with the theme.
Yes. Screaming, death,
Yeah,
destruction.
yes, yes. All
Mm.
my favorite things.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Speaking of favorite things, what exactly do you eat, Miss Braxy?
Oh, my veil. I was hoping you'd remember from the party. I I only eat the frequencies of those most terrified.
So you consume fear then?
Uh, Correct, in a way. You
Mm.
see, let me tell you a little story. When I first came down to this blue planet, my superiors had sent me to, I saw these little boys and their mother running towards me, and I said, "This is my time. This is my 15 minutes." And I did my screech, and boy, did they quiver and fear, and that fear makes a vibration in the electromagnetic field. You know what that is?
Yes, yes, I
Oh,
do.
okay, okay. And that vibration is what I consume, so to speak.
Hmm, fascinating. Um, is it quite filling then?
Ooh, is it filling? It is the nectar of the gods, let me tell you.
So, Miss Braxy, how do you mm, kill time while confined in your little uh uh confinement?
In in my little jail prison, so to speak,
Oh.
Flatwoods, Virginia, West Virginia.
Mhm.
No, it's not a prison. I find it quite delightful, actually. It's a quiet little town. It's a quiet
Mhm.
little town. Um, you know, nothing around for miles, miles.
Mm.
Um, not a soul. Just the birds and the deer. You just w walk around aimlessly for years.
It sounds lonely. I will say I do appreciate your superiors letting you come to my studio today.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
yeah. They'll take their
lovely.
payment later. Don't worry.
Oh, yes, let's not discuss that on air, shall
Uh,
we?
oh yes, of
Um,
course.
yes, because there's a very big debate about podcasts and money changing hands for guests.
I see. I see. Don't know my lips are
According to my
sealed.
producer, Allie.
My lips are sealed. All of them.
uh, I'm sorry that you are so confined to this small place. Do you live in a hut or a
Oh
trailer
my
or
dear. No, no, ma'am. I have you ever heard of the underground of West Virginia? It's this darling little hotel, all right, and all my friends are there. Not the Mothman because he lives in his mansion. What?
mm-hmm.
But all my other little cryptid friends are there, some goblins,
Hmm.
Bigfoot sometimes shows his face when
Oh,
he's
how
traveling by.
is Bigfoot? I haven't
Oh,
seen him in forever.
he's just the sweetest little teddy bear, I tell you. He's doing quite well for himself, and I am very proud of him.
Is he still seeing the she squatch what's her name? Julia, I think?
I think they had a falling out. I wouldn't mention it in front of him.
Mm.
I think he's doing his own thing, traveling the world. You see, he may be, doing the whole soul journey thing.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
seems to be working through some stuff recently.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going through major transformations.
Yes, that's why I think I thought that they might have broken off. Um, oh, well, that's a shame. But I'm so glad that he is going out and seeing you
Oh,
at least
yes,
and other
yes.
friends.
Of course. And this hotel is just delightful, let me tell you. It is underneath the whole state, actually. If there's a way to get down there, but we won't talk about that in front of the camera.
Oh,
I'll tell you later.
mm-hmm.
But it is the most exclusive cryptid hotel ever, and it is just 5 stars.
Oh,
They give you little treats, little plates of what are those called? Horse divorce.
I believe that I believe the term is hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, hors d'oeuvres. Okay. They serve you those every morning. It's just so great. So I've been there for the past uh 50 or so years. Oh,
Mm,
gosh, it's been for 60 years now. Time
well,
just flies.
I will say, it doesn't sound half bad. I mean, as far as prisons go, you could do worse.
That is true. On the surface, I'm confined to my little space, but in the underground, oh boy, the orgies that happen, you would not believe.
Well, you might have to feed me some stories so that I can get back on the gossip
Ooh.
column scene,
That might be an after hours podcast, if you know what I mean.
if you insist. But of course, I also appreciate a good sultry, lurid tale.
What's the rating on this podcast? How detailed can I be?
Well, on this podcast, you can curse. I mean, I do occasionally.
Shit.
Yes, I did the same thing. The first podcast episode, I just could not stop myself from
It's
weaving
just
a.
so fun.
What's your favorite curse word?
Ah, there's so many, and these humans, they make up new ones like every day. There's a little one I like to say a lot. If I came up with it myself, and it was in a fit, one of these fits I had, and uh my friends just laughed and they laughed, but I thought it was very effective. Uh, shit on my dick. And it just came out, and you know what? I just kept using it.
Shit on my dick.
I don't have one, but I could get an installation um for my adventures, so to speak.
I mean, no penis envy for you, I suppose.
No, 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 ma'am. And you know what? There's other features I could install. So if you ever happen to see me in the underground, uh, we can have a fun time.
Oh, my goodness. Are you coming on to me, Miss Braxy?
That was a general a statement towards other cryptid and fantastical creatures, but I wouldn't mind, Miss Val.
Mhm. Okay. Well, uh, I am sufficiently blushing, so thank you for that. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, I will have some paranormal gossip. Tonight's gossip is actually a misconnection. I receive these on occasion, and I like to help people find each other, find love. So, here is a misconnection. Me, a lone wolf who wishes to be alone no more. You, the dog walker in Lichen Park. We ran into each other quite literally by the duck pond. I was the one chasing a mallard when I accidentally bumped into you. We only exchanged a few words due to the 12 dogs dragging you down the path. But am I crazy? Or did you feel it was a moment, too? I hope to have a proper introduction sometime in the future, if you can find me. Likes, dogs, the great outdoors, and running. Dislikes, silver jewelry, wolfsbane, and full moons. Well, dog walker, if you wish to leash the lone wolf, please drop me a line at thevampiretalkshow@gmail.com. And that goes for anybody who wants to submit a misconnection, or perhaps a little bit of gossip. Much appreciated. Anyway, well, that's the show for tonight. Thank you to Miss Braxy for being my guest.
Well, Miss Val, thank you so, so much for having me on your little podcast. And please do think about that a co-host opportunity. Yeah, I'm always available. You know where to find me.
Yes, yes, I appreciate the offer, and I will have my people call your people.
They're long distance, so
Oh,
just
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Now don't go stepping on any more dresses, you hear?
Oh, absolutely not. Well, that's it for tonight. And remember, dear listeners, embrace the dark, the strange, and unusual. It just may embrace you back. Thank you to Merrium Khan for being our guest today. She is just an all-around wonderful weirdo who wishes for you to keep talking about Palestine and unite against genocide. Thank you, Merrium. Please consider becoming a Patreon member. Patreon.com/The Vampire Talk Show. This has been an Opus Nox Media production. Learn more at opusnoxmedia.com.